welcome to Hey, My Friend Made a Thing, Gen Con 2023 edition. This is RC, and we're here with RC, and RC has an actual play fucking podcast. Tell me about it.
So I'm the GM, head writer, executive for Masks and Mayhem. It's a Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition podcast. We've been going for about 5 years, just finished our 71st episode, the end of our 2nd season, and we're kind of starting to expand, like in terms of our plans, like doing more live streaming, and but it's been all basically one long ongoing story, and all the live streams are set in the same continuity.
Two things occurred to me instantly when you say this. One, is that not the most game design industry thing ever to be like, I'm this and this and this. I do everything for this thing. Everything. Yeah, I literally do all the things. I get no help. It's a thankless job.
Well, as I say, I shouldn't say I get no help. One of my players, Brandon, who plays the vigilante Laserhawk.
Shout out to Brandon.
Shout out to
we
Brandon.
Love you.
Also kind of splits editing duties with me, and also helps with a lot of the world building stuff. And Rachel, who plays Ruby Lawson, aka Visual Aid.
Oh, I love that name.
Yeah,
Ruby Lawson. I feel like this person needs to be also in a Western.
The character's from Texas.
Oh,
yeah.
That fits somehow. I got those vibes.
Yeah, and she helps out with like social media stuff. And then the third player is Dan, who plays the Atlantean ambassador Yardak.
Amazing. The other thing that occurred to me is your game is ready to go to kindergarten.
Yeah.
This game has amazing longevity for a role-playing game. How many games survive to a year or 2 years, much less 5 years, to survive that long through scheduling and just, oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we make it work.
And like none of you hate each other.
They hide it really well, if that's the case. But no, I've known all of them.
Wow.
I went to college with Dan. Rachel and I have been in the same online friend group for about 10 years. Same with Brandon. Brandon joined the show a little later on when we had another player, Sama, who had to take leave for personal reasons. But yeah, we've all known each other for a long time. But even still, we have not all ever been in the same place together.
So one player's change. Dude, I've had 6 months game with way higher player turnover than that. That's magic.
Yeah.
You've achieved something truly phenomenal.
I really like what we have together. I really am glad. It's like sometimes we joke about it, like, oh man, when we're on season 10, and I'm like, in my heart, I'm like, I hope that we all still love this enough to keep doing it that long.
You know, like, you can fake a lot of things, but player chemistry, it's really, really hard to fake.
And it was interesting too, because while me, Rachel, and Brandon all knew each other, I talked to them individually, but they didn't really talk to each other as much.
Wow.
And none of them knew Dan when we started, so there was like the unknown of like, I got a bunch of people that I love hanging out with together.
You did not rehearse this. You didn't even know if this would work out.
The extent of our prep really was, we did one game all together with a few other people that ended up dropping out.
Yeah.
Which in hindsight was kind of cool in that it was going to be 5 players, and looking back, that would have been so much more work to try to juggle that many storylines.
I mean, the scheduling alone.
So it dropped down to the 3 players, and we each did, I did a solo game with each of them to help them learn the mechanics, and then we did one more game together, and then we started recording.
Just like that.
Yeah. And a lot of the continuity is stuff that I've been working on since the 1st edition of Mutants and Masterminds, but didn't really have any outlet to do with. And then I kind of discovered actual plays as a genre, and I was like, oh, I used to make YouTube videos, I love making stuff, and this is the thing I can use to, if I'm making it for other people on the internet, I can use it to justify my time put into this.
So you do it in Mutants and Masterminds, which I have not really played a lot of myself. And it's my understanding that, in the various editions of this game, of which there are, how many editions?
They're on the 3rd edition, which has been out since 2012.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking there's 5, and then I'm just like, oh shit, wait, that's Shadowrun. All 80s games coalesce to Shadowrun.
I think Shadowrun's on 6th edition now.
Look, don't fucking correct.
It's too many.
Don't fucking school me on Shadowrun. I love Shadowrun trauma. Just
sorry. That wasn't my intention.
Look, look, every Shadowrun player has some Shadowrun shit to get through. Just let us, just, you know, we're twitchy.
Understood.
It's okay, protect yourself. We were all so ready for Bright to be the Shadowrun movie, and we're all just still kind of processing that, you know?
Sorry.
You know, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. You're talking about Mutants and Masterminds.
Yes.
We were on that tangent.
Yes, let's come back to Mutants and Masterminds. All I've ever heard is that Mutants and Masterminds was like really fucking jank. And you were just telling me that it's like really tightened up a lot of years.
Yeah,
Do
so
you run 3rd edition?
we run 3rd edition, we always have.
Yeah.
I own 1st and 2nd edition, that's kind of where I
Yeah.
started, like I picked up the game.
So, do you have a lot of like affection for the Jankcast 1st edition stuff?
Yes, in a certain way, because I still have my old character sheets, because
Oh.
a lot of the characters I created for that 1st edition now populate the world of the podcast.
Oh.
Or I've taken characters from that time frame and modified them, you know, because I was 17 when I made some of them.
Are
so
they your own characters?
one is.
Your PC
I-
is
and-
not
and-
NPC?
And, spoiler if anyone checks out the show, we surprised 2 of the players by having Brandon take over as GM without telling them that we were going to be doing that. And so I got to play as my self-insert character, which was a lot of
You
fun.
got to be your own Mary Sue character.
Yeah, yes.
Classic. We love it. I love indulgent shit like that. Like if you're experienced, you know, like once you're through your like baby ego stage, I always wish that like we had a Freud of the gaming age, like to tell us like the stages of ego development. Like
Right.
you know, first you have like your Mary Sue, but you're not aware of it, and then you have your Mary Sue age when you're like super aware of it, and you're like trolling on yourself. Like, I always love making a character that ticks every single box, but then subverting it to be like, this character's a rock star and a monster hunter and has golden eyes, but like, actually they fall on their ass constantly. Like, I love pulling shit like that. Does that amuse you?
It does. So my Mary Sue character
Oh, please tell me.
he's named the Crafter.
Oh my god, how cool
He
is he?
is super cool.
Oh, so
he
cool.
is a genius level intellect, one of the like top in that universe. His powers are he has gauntlets that let him do basically telekinesis, but also generate portals to travel through time and space.
Well, they always say like your first Mary Sue is what you secretly wish you
Yes,
were.
I 100%. I want to travel. Oh, and he has an AI like Cortana-like assistant.
So what I'm hearing is you wish you were a big smart boy who knew all the answers and that you wish you could fix the mistakes of your past.
Yes, I do want to be in Doctor Who. How do you know?
Okay. So I'm just going to psychoanalyze you on the internet. Cool. I love it. It's good.
It's been a really cool experience, and Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition, just because we were talking a little bit about comparison.
Yeah.
The 1st edition definitely, like, you can more directly see how it was an OGL based off of D&D 3rd edition. or 3.5.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before. I was telling someone today that I thought there's probably been more ranting and raving about 3.5 than like all the other editions of D&D put together, including 2nd edition. But like that edition seems to have been such a flashpoint of just like ranting and railing
And so many people made games based off of the OGL, which we don't have to get into the OGL.
Mutants and Masterminds, you mean?
Mutants and Masterminds being one of them.
Yeah.
And then 2nd edition started kind of shaving off. I've seen some people refer to it as shaving off the serial numbers of 3.5. Like you can kind of see like it started branching.
Comes into its own.
And then 3rd edition is you can see the connection still. There's definitely still some carryover, but it's so much its own thing that you know, if you have played Dungeons and Dragons, I think you can easily go into it. But if you haven't played D&D, you might not necessarily pick up on those connections. And stuff.
So, do you kind of sort of miss the jank? Is there a little part of you that's like, I wish it was weirder? And like, do you miss it, or do you really appreciate the consistency?
I love the consistency. I do.
Yeah.
And I love it because third edition, even though it's been out for so long, they're still producing new books for it. They're still supporting it, which is really cool. It's gotten so much more support overall than those 1st and 2nd editions combined. But they did a cool thing last year where they released, because all those books existed before PDF was really a thing, they've released all the 1st and 2nd edition as a big bundle. And I have a copy of it now, so I've started going back through those books and seeing like what are the things that could be like cool to convert, or just what haven't I checked out in a long time? And it also started. It inspired me that I am a little bit of a minimalist. People like who are close to me like know that I don't like to have a ton of things.
Yeah.
But it's re-inspired me that I want to start recollecting those old books.
Oh my God, this is so like when they re-release like the OG Resident Evil, you know, or like they redo Resident Evil and you're like, I'm just gonna play it, and you replay through it and you like find like your tape deck again for the first time and you're just like feel this rush of nostalgia. Or like when you replay one of the OG Final Fantasies, like Final Fantasy 3 or something, and you just feel that swell.
I know.
6? Yeah. I'm not saying I finished it, but
But you played it. You have that above me.
I started it.
Well, we're gonna go on that. I started Final Fantasy X.
But like, no, but a lot of times they'll on the Switch they did release like just these bundles of nostalgia games. Like there's this bundle with like an OG like Yoshi's Dreamland.
Okay.
And it's this really old Yoshi game and everything's just like really sweet and the music is just like, I don't know, it kind of just playing it feels like stuffing your face with marshmallows. And it's just so soothing.
What a very specific experience. Like, I get what you're saying 100%,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't have thought to describe it that way.
Yeah, like if it's late at night and you're playing this game, you're just like, everything's okay now because I'm playing Yoshi. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I haven't played Mario in so long now.
Oh man, do that.
I might have to do
I think
that.
it'll be good for you. Like
Is
a lot.
Is it going to bring me some catharsis that I've been
Oh,
listening to?
it is. I think so. I think it is. Yeah, I think so. Like like when I play Silent Hill and I like die for the first time in Silent Hill, like I don't know, it's like I'm frustrated, but at the same time I feel deeply okay. Because like dying in Silent Hill,
I get that with Resident Evil.
But in Resident Evil, like
The Sims. The Sims. I love Sims games.
oh my God, I haven't played Sims for so. But playing The Sims, I can't play The Sims because it's like unhealthy for me.
Oh,
Because
okay.
either I don't play
Never
The
mind,
Sims.
ignore what I just said.
Either I
Don't
don't
go back.
play The Sims or I don't live my life. Like there's no way for those two things. Like either I play The Sims or I cook food and eat it.
Okay, so let me pull you back from the break then of
Yes.
that. So, you know, given that you haven't played Mutants and Masterminds,
Okay.
what kind of superhero would you want to create?
Oh man. Okay. Can I tell you about the best superhero I've ever made?
Yes.
His name is the Berserker.
Continue, please.
He likes to lift.
You don't say.
He likes his protein drinks.
Okay.
But also he respects women.
Well, these are all good things.
And he's a good boy.
Okay, all right.
And it's kind of... He likes to fit in, but he's secretly Jewish. He was raised by his grandmother.
Okay.
And it broke his heart when his high school girlfriend told him she had to dump him when his powers came in. Because she said, look dude, if I date an ordinary guy and he gets mad, too mad, and I chose the wrong guy, I go to my girlfriend's house and I cry and I move on. If I'm wrong about you, I'm dead.
Okay.
So it's
That's his origin story?
Yeah, and it broke his heart, but the thing is he knows deep down she's right.
So is he's trying to live up to that ideal of someone who wouldn't
He
be like
has
that?
to face the fact that she was right.
Yeah.
So it's my commentary through a male lens on him having lived this very privileged existence as white passing. And he's contemplating masculinity as this guy who's deeply embedded and deeply invested in like dominant masculinity.
Oh yeah, bro.
But he's a good guy,
Yeah.
and he wants to be a good person, and he realizes that he has to unhold privilege, but he's not really being shown any way to do that.
So he's kind of to figure out on his own.
Yeah, he has to figure
While
out
being a
on his
powered
own.
person, living
And
and
while
figuring out his
deeply
powers.
heartbroken, because
also
she says to him, if you get mad and you hurt me, you kill me, because you're so strong. And he's like, it's not fair. It's not fair because like I can't help this. I didn't ask for this. And she goes, it doesn't matter that you didn't ask for it. It doesn't matter that it's not fair. This is the truth. It's the truth that if you get drunk and I'm wrong about you even one time and I'm not willing to take that risk, not even because I love you. And he has to go, okay, because you're right.
So you don't have a trademark on any of that, right?
No, I don't.
Gotcha.
Also, his name's the Berserker, and that's the coolest thing.
That's a great name.
Anyway, he's a bro, and he's a good boy, and he's a good person. And there's all this deep stuff I just said,
Yeah, there's
but also he's just funny. And I played him at Gen Con once, and yeah, I played him at Gen Con in a game, and I described him, and he goes, and someone's like, we should put this collar that dampens your powers on him. And I'm like, that's not fair, because like I can't help it, and it's not fair to take my powers away when I can't help it. And someone across the table goes, hold on, is he like actually secretly kind of woke? And I'm like,
actually secretly kind of woke.
And it's such a deeply satisfying feeling when you like package up an idea and like throw it like a grenade at people, and they kind of get it, and you're just like, and you just want to do a little shimmy in your chair, you know?
Because they see what you're trying to get across.
Yeah, but like you try to like, you know, kind of skitter it under the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that's the Berserker, and that's the best superhero concept. I will never think of anything that cool ever again in my life, like, as a superhero.
Well, I look forward to the feature film. Sorry, living in a Disney Plus series, I don't know.
No, it's just gonna be me, like, going up to people who I find out, like, superheroes, and being like, let me tell you about the Berserker. I know nothing about, I know nothing. Like, how often do I meet people that, like, will listen to me? I'm just gonna go up to, like, people in the gym and be like, do you like superheroes? Do you want to hear me talking to you about my character? Anyway, thanks for listening to me talk about it.
Of course.
I've never gone a chance to, I've gone to play Mutants and Masterminds like twice. I know what counting is in my whole life. So, I don't know, maybe,
well, hopefully sometime you'll be able to come play with us.
You should let me play your game.
You can make that happen.
Oh, you said it on camera.
I did.
That's canon. Canon's a thing that exists in real life.
This
You
is
heard
canon.
it here
This is
first.
a canon event now.
Canon. Oh shit! Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Oh.
Wait, don't tell me anything. I've only seen the memes.
You haven't seen
I've only seen the memes.
Oh, Canada. So good.
I've heard it's so good. I need to go
it's
see it.
so
I know.
good.
I know. Yes.
Yo, I'm wearing a Spider-Gwen hoodie right now, y'all. It's so good. You gotta go see it.
Right.
Go see it in the theaters if you can. If you can still catch it in theaters.
I probably can. They just opened up
Seriously, go see
an
it.
Alamo Draft House in Boston where I'm from. So.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try and
Say
see
the
it.
name of your podcast again if they didn't catch it.
Yes, it is the Masks and Mayhem podcast. It's an actual play using Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. You can find out all about us at masksandmayhem.com.
I'm gonna link it in the description below. Eventually, after Gen Con, Masks and Mayhem. So, last question. What do be the hype tech? What's something happening in games, in gaming, in actual plays that has you so hyped? What's something emerging that gets you so excited that you just wanna gush about, that when you wanna share?
Did you say tech specifically or just anything?
Well, okay, that's kind of a fighting game tech, as in like emerging technology or an emerging idea.
Okay, because I'm gonna branch it into two levels.
It can be technology or it can be like.
I'm gonna branch into technology.
Yeah.
The answer is Foundry BTT. It's my favorite virtual tabletop. I'm learning more about it, but I support the idea because it's one-time payment, standalone desktop program. It has all of the features of the other programs, we'll say, and it's slowly getting more support by different publishers. I'm excited to see what happens there. In general, I'm gonna say a Mutants and Masterminds thing. They just released a new book, Astonishing Adventures Assembled. It takes 6 of their previously
Adventures Assemble. Oh, I love it.
It takes 6 of their previously established one-shots. It gives you ways to form them into different campaigns, and then it also includes just information in general on how to form campaigns.
So it's a bunch of one-shots, and it's like here are specific tools to slot them into whatever you've got going on?
More so that you can take those 6 adventures and form like an overall arc of stories with them by adding in some additional information to each one. But it does have some information on, like, you know, you don't have to do them all at once. You could do them as one shot throughout an existing campaign you're doing.
Amazing.
And it's a really good book.
In any order?
So if you're trying to do the campaign, they give you one of 3 orders you can do it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really cool because I had already owned those one shots, so I was kind of like, oh, okay, I wanted to learn more like what they had to offer in that book, and I was blown away. Highly recommend it. If you're looking at getting into Mutants and Masterminds, it's great information on how to write a campaign and great information on just a place to start with a bunch of preset adventures.
Amazing. That's so cool. Well, I mean, I've honestly never really ran other people's shit. I've always just made up my own.
Same.
And part of what always stopped me is that it always was so inflexible. It's like if you don't go buy the book, and you know me, I gotta rebel. I gotta be like, don't tell me what to do. Oh, fuck you. I'm gonna. But having tools to like be more flexible and make it what you need it to be would be huge, I think, for a lot of people. Not only people who are like compulsively rebellious, but for a lot of people to make it what they need it to be.
And the other thing I was excited for, before the book even fully came out, when they just announced it, I want to use it, one, to introduce friends of mine who want to try Mutants and Masterminds. One, because I told you I'm doing a lot of stuff already. I don't always have time to write additional separate adventures. So I was like, cool, I can take this book and run it. It's also going to be great for gaming conventions, local game stores, places that where you can be like, cool, you can just drop in and do this one shot, or if you want to stick around, we're going to do more.
So are you saying on the record that you are going to run more games for friends of yours, maybe new friends of yours?
Yes. Yes, I am. I commit to a lot of things. I stretch myself very thin, like silly, but.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're all so tired. It's been, RC, it's been so cool talking to you.
Likewise, thank you very much for taking the time.
Yeah, of course. This has been so fun. Mutants and Masterminds, check it out. It's a really cool superhero system that apparently it's just kind of high learning curve to set up your character, but it's set up so that if you can get through the process of setting up your character, it's smooth sailing from there.
And they do have a wonderful set of archetype characters, like pre-existing and a quick start generator, so there are things you can do to make it easier.
Okay, so if you want to play a big guy, you want to play a fast guy, it'll help you.
Exactly, it has things to preset those, but if you want to get really nitty-gritty and customized, it can be a little overwhelming if you don't know.
Oh, so it's got tools for being like, I want to play Scarlet Widow, I want to play this, I want to play that.
100%.
But you can also be like very granular.
Exactly.
Amazing, that's good information. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming to talk to me. All right, let's
All right, we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, bye. Guys.